Hello Virgo, Virgo rising, and of course all of you Virgo moon people out there, this is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting January 27th, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also just simply follow the links below. So what's going on in the Virgo astrology over the course of this coming week? Well, Monday, and a little overnight into Tuesday, we've actually got Venus, planet of love, harmony, affection, pleasure, popularity, in your 7th house of partnerships, your closest one-on-one relationships. That's your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, your roommate, all the people you spend your closest one-on-one time with, in a tight conjunction with Neptune, which is actually also in that same space. Now, Neptune rules Pisces, and Neptune is also the planet of illusions, but also wish fulfillment, fantasy, and deep spiritual insight and connectivity. And this is a profound week for spiritual connections, spiritual relationships, and spiritual romantic opportunities for those of you who are currently coupled and those of you who are single. A lot of relationships are actually getting deeper during this period. And even if you think you've found a deep connection with your partner, you don't even know the half of it. Because with Venus conjunct Neptune, there is a way to actually bring in almost this otherworldly quality to your romantic sensibilities. And this can absolutely also be the same for new people being brought into your life. This can also be the same for new levels being reached with people that you've already been talking to and seeing. Because with Venus conjunct Neptune, there is an opportunity for a fantasy to be lived, a fantasy to be gifted to you, and a fantasy to be fulfilled. Now, it's important to remember with Venus conjunct Neptune, we're also going to want to be a little bit smart about this. We don't want to let ourselves get swept up in the tide and then find ourselves crashed on the rocks. It's a wonderful, beautiful energy. However, people need to be doing this with, purpose and intent, not just doing it because they want to trip out for a day or two. Because with Venus conjunct Neptune, there's absolutely a gorgeous opportunity for a new spiritual thread to be created in your romantic life or in any of your closest one-on-one relationships. This can also indicate spiritual connections in platonic natures as well, spiritual connections with maybe a perfect business partner, right? For a perfect spiritual connection that is all about living and working the purpose through life with maybe, again, a business collaborator or a BFF, or possibly a situation where we take on the world with somebody when we have this new story unfold. It's a very magical kind of week. But Virgos, I have to remind you, remember, you've got to put yourself out there, you've got to try. A lot of people have been asking me, and I'm like, look, I miss out on a lot of these myself because I just do not bother. So if you want to, you've got to participate in the astrology. This is not ministry. Do not wait for it to kick your door in and make it happen to you. On Tuesday overnight to Wednesday, we've got Mars in your 4th house of home and family, forming a square to Neptune in your 7th house of partnerships, closest one-on-one relationships. That's your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, your roommate, all the people you spend your closest one-on-one time with. And there does seem to be a bit of a clash going on of a household nature, and this could have to do with possibly a secret I'm not sure you are privy to now, or maybe a secret getting revealed by a family member or a close one-on-one connection, a housemate, what have you, is stirring up a bit of controversy this week. Now again, I'm not sure if you already know this. It could be that you've been helping hold this secret for somebody, a partner, a family member, whatever. Help keeping it confidential and keeping it safe. But something comes out because there has to be a clash. There has to be a clash sometimes for people to have that understanding. When we talk about, say, the creation of new things, sometimes there has to be destruction. To knock down a wall, there has to be an impact. And with Mars square to Neptune, when it comes to a mystery coming out, not everyone handles these truths very well. Sometimes it's not necessarily the person who was keeping the secret handling it poorly. Sometimes they're sharing that information just fine. But it might be somebody not prepared mentally, emotionally, psychologically to hear the truth that is not handling that effectively in our family or in our household. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it comes out and somebody was hoping to take that secret to the grave. We don't know yet. It'll all be different, again, depending on how it affects planets in your personal chart. But with Mars squared to Neptune, absolutely, this is about getting a mystery solved, whether or not somebody wanted to keep it mysterious or somebody wanted it to, again, come out. We will find out, but you have to make sure that you are focusing on solutions during this time, because it is about solutions with Mars squared to Neptune. We do not want to stay in the Mars-Neptune waters. These planets do not get on well when they mix. So the less time we stay in it and the more we focus on solutions, the better. As we get to the cards, I do want to remind everyone that, if you are looking for a specific video, or you have questions about what videos you should be watching, according to what signs you have, or you are in a situation where you want to know a little bit more about things like, say, reversals or numbers or whatnot, please check out the videos in the down bar below. I actually have tons of videos answering questions that get posted in comments all the time. A lot of people don't know this. I actually am a one-man show. I don't have a crew. I do all my own stuff. All of it. Everything. At least at the time of making this video. Maybe that'll change sometime in the near future. So it's kind of hard for me to keep track and get people answers in the time that they want, especially when it comes to those kinds of things. I have to man the desks in other capacities. So if you are curious, though, and you will also get answers to questions you're not asking, check out those videos. Give yourself some time to take a bit of a binge. All right? So what's going on when it comes to your cards? Well, for your spiritual themes, funny enough, we've got the King of Swords in reverse. And again, we are talking about clearing up mysteries. But in this case, sometimes those mysteries don't want to get solved. A lot of the times with the King of Swords reversed, we are needing to pay attention to where information is being blocked, or maybe there is something going on where even in family structures or in work structures, information is being controlled, maybe doctored. I'm not necessarily sure if this is for preservation of peace or if this is for control, because sometimes the King of Swords reverse can sometimes, they can be perfectly well-intentioned, but you can have all the best intentions. That does not necessarily mean that's not what the road to hell is paved in. And what we have to pay attention to this week is where can things not stand in this sense. And a lot of you Virgo people are at the forefront, all right? A lot of you are in this situation where these mysteries cannot be left unsolved, where we can't just simply let things be where they are. And a lot of people might feel called out about that in your life. Some people are very well aware that something that they are doing or something that is going on in their life that they're tolerating or that they're abiding or even supporting and supplying is maybe dysfunctional or toxic or unhealthy, and they don't want to be called out on that. They don't want to actually have it, reminded. They don't want to be reminded that other people in the world also know it's a problem. But this is a week where I think that in the interest of, again, Mars square Neptune, presenting solutions, how about a no turning back point for a happy ending? We have to do something about it. And the King of Swords reversed this week is indicating in a lot of ways you're going to be seeing opportunities to really pull the plug on stuff that's been maybe festering in family situations, in friendships, in work, in relationships for years, only because people were not necessarily sure about how to handle what would happen if it finally got out. But this is a week where we actually have a chance to clear it and purge it and get it off everyone's backs for good. And that's what we need to be focusing on. In fact, the influx, what's coming into your life, we actually have the Magician card upright. A host of highly capable people, highly capable energy, and stronger friendships, and maybe even stronger friends are coming into your life. Now when I say stronger friends, I don't mean like your old friends or the friends you have now are no good, but these are people that are, let's just say, more ready and complementary to your next step, in your highest good, in your highest interest, are starting to flow in here. We talk about more complementary. We talk about people that are actually just as dedicated in whatever fashion as you are. And it's important sometimes to be able to surround ourselves with contemporaries that are, again, just as dedicated, active, and passionate about what we want in a very disciplined, methodical, and intentional way. And with the Magician card coming up, well, a lot of you are going to be finding that in the company that you keep. However, I think that they're coming in also, again, only highlights the mysteries, and again, some of the stuff that's not up to spec when it comes to other company that we keep. So we have to make sure, again, we are balancing these things out. The influx of the Magician card upright is also indicating a time of tremendous power and influence for a lot of you. You're finally getting people and finally getting people to hear your voice, but also at the same time, people are actually coming around to something that maybe you've been kind of pointing out, or, knowing us Virgos, harping on for quite a long time. And people are finally actually giving the credit where credit is due, trying out the solution as opposed to the suppressant. And so in a lot of cases, you're actually seeing some victories. Just be careful not to do the I told you so thing. When it comes to your outflux, what's going away, we've got the Tower card in reverse. And there does seem to be, again, the end of a slow falling era, either in another person's life or maybe in another person's energy as it influences you. The Tower card reversed, remember, has nothing to do with us personally. It can affect us vicariously, and we might be affected by its ripple effects, but it's not happening to us. However, I'm feeling like with the Tower card reversed, a slow decline of maybe an obstacle, a policy, or an external influence that, again, is creating some discord or has created discords or blocks in our life, is finally going away. Even if it was going away crack by crack, brick by brick, that tower is gone. And in a lot of cases, a lot of you Virgo people are going to be feeling the freedom, feeling the peace, feeling the relaxation. Just make sure that you also are there to support people, like the King of Swords reversed, who don't know how to necessarily live in a world without scripts that they can copy and paste, that don't know how to live in a world that's ambiguous or requires personal intention and creativity. They'll have to catch up to you. When it comes to the material world, when it comes to, the job, the money, all of that good stuff, what's going on around you there? Well, we actually have the Page of Swords in reverse. And with the Page of Swords in reverse, a lot of you Virgo people are going to be finding that there's a bit of an interesting shift when it comes to your work life that gives you a chance to, again, almost replace an old way of doing things. It's almost like a rule goes away, or maybe a standard of living or a status quo is disappearing, and you have a chance to be there for the creation of something new. Because the Page of Swords reversed is about correction and making sure that we are assessing what is misinformation, catching misinformation or the distribution of misinformation, not falling in for rumors, not falling in for hearsay, but also at the same time changing it, overpowering it with, again, an alternative. Because the Page of Swords reverse can sometimes indicate, misunderstandings, complaints, arguments, people who are not necessarily pursuing truth, but they're making a lot of assumptions in bad faith. And this week, when it comes to financial matters and professional matters, that something of that nature is coming to a bit of a head, but we are having a chance to actually correct it and fix it, and again, end some kind of Cold War or maybe overt war going on in your material world, however you define that. Remember, material can indicate our work, our job, our money, our home life. Something about this is getting a chance to get a real perfect and permanent fix. But with the Page of Swords reversed, we do not want to let ourselves get sucked in, right? We don't want to get sucked into the rumor mill. We don't want to let it play on our fears. We don't want all our own, habits or proclivities to get hijacked by the high energy or, again, the bad faith type of sentimentality. When it comes to, or sensibility, when it comes to your external, what's going on in the world around you, friends, relatives, other people, we've got the Ten of Pentacles upright. Beautiful news coming your way through a friend or a relative with a very positive breakthrough that could actually bring you a completely different living situation. Now, I'm wondering if this might actually be something financial, or maybe some of you are thinking about making a physical move. The Ten of Pentacles upright could also be indicating a different type of living situation, not involving a relocation, but maybe something that they could actually be adding or bringing to your home front itself. The Ten of Pentacles is also a card of great wealth and great material security, and so a lot of you may be finding that a friend or relative or somebody close is offering you a means to step into a more wealthy way this week, possibly answering a material wish that you have made, or perhaps just simply bringing you an avenue or a venue or an environment in which to work that will also help your material resources grow and flourish and populate all the more quickly than you've been used to. When it comes to your relationships, well, we've got the Moon card in reverse, and it does look like a lot of mysteries are getting cleared up, as we've already been talking about. Now, with the Moon card reversed, I'm actually seeing a lot of you Virgo people having somebody share a very deep personal truth with you, and this could actually even indicate somebody letting you know that they've been holding a secret torch. A secret admirer may be actually unmasking themselves or making themselves known to you this week. And with the Moon card reversed, a lot of you who are currently coupled may be finding that a partner is now ready to share a secret that they've been holding back. It does not necessarily mean anything negative or frightening is going on. In fact, with Venus conjunct Neptune, the Moon card reverse can also indicate that quite possibly a partner or a crush is also sharing a little bit of their more pleasant eccentricities with us, things that they normally hold down, something that they might think seems a bit too crazy, too nerdy, too woo-woo, too out there, but something that ultimately is actually a bonding agent in our relationship. We shall see. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hey, you all know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, just go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.